All right, what up, guys? Good morning, guys. It is Thursday morning, October 13th. It is almost 8:45 in the morning here for me, Chicago time. I this is gonna be the first time doing this. I've been getting emails about market briefs. Market briefs is tied to M1 Finance, and so anyway, I'm not trying to promote the company or anything. I'm just trying to want to run through some highlight news here for you guys, and I get this every morning. And I was like, you know what? A lot of people do talk about what's going on right now with the economy. A lot of people have been stressing the situation, what we're seeing, right? And this is strictly from if you guys don't know, it's from Jaspreet Singh. He actually talks a lot of great things. He has his own personal YouTube channel, and I follow him quite a bit. And so if you guys haven't checked out his channel, I will put his link in the video description below. And he says that quite a bit. He says that word a lot. So I want to be able to run into what he talks, what their insights are, what they see for the economy, what are some factors that is gonna be going into the remainder of this year. And I just want to hop into here. Let's see. Inflation. So they talk about the percentage change and the inflation. And this is pretty an awesome topic here. Are we out of the woods? They even express what what has happened, right? We even had the market red news, high impact news, those that trade forex, right? And those that follow the economic calendar, for trading currencies, especially whether you're using MyFX FX Street, Forex Factory, investing.com. There's other websites out there that give you these economic news calendars. So we had the producer price index, which rose today, which is pretty substantial. But obviously, it's already a given because personally, we already seen what inflation has done to the markets, and I don't think inflation, personally, for me, is even at its peak yet. So who knows how high inflation is going to be before the Fed says that they're going to try and taper it down by raising these rates, but I'm not really foreseeing a whole lot at this point. And they do plan on raising rates next month, which is November 4th, I believe. And then they have the last meeting is December 11th, I believe. And they plan on raising 75 basis points for both of those meetings. So we're talking a 1.5 basis point increase, if not more, by the end of 2020, 22 year, right at the right before Christmas. So this is gonna be crazy. Who knows if people are gonna be even celebrating Christmas this year, due to the fact that the cost of rising goods and services, right? So they talked about this. The Fed has raised rates 5 times, 3 whole percentage points this year. This is pretty crucial on demand. If you guys are following Janet Yellen, she used to be the Fed president when Trump was in office, and then Biden came and took her in as the Treasury Secretary. The Treasury Secretary for Biden was I forgot the guy's name, but he wore glasses. Can't remember it. Muchin um was the Treasury Secretary at the time when Trump was in office. So now, this is what she said. Uh, Apparently, recently, she said that the economy was doing very well. And then now, what's going to be crazy? A week ago, I believe, or 2 weeks ago, she mentioned that right here that the worst is yet to come, and for many people, till 2023 would feel like a recession. But we're already, coming into the surface of this recession because not a lot of people can afford the necessities, right? We're talking about gas prices. We're talking about, a lot of transportation costs, right? We need some kind of transportation. Fuel. The cost of food has gone up dramatically, and also housing materials. So it all comes back to, everything that comes back to household. So we'll see how that all plays out. But like I said, supply chain hasn't really given up, and who knows how the risk factors are being played out with the supply and a demand, you know, and I don't know, personally, they want to fight the demand, right, by fighting inflation, but yet they're not taking care of the supply chain side, and they're letting the supply chain slide. You guys get what I'm saying? So that's a whole different ball game that's being discussed about in other YouTube channels and other YouTubers. They're very knowledgeable in what they're talking about. This is the first time that I'm talking about this because I always get this every morning. I'm like, why don't I just give a review on what I see here, what I've read up so far? And I want to I want to read this right here. On the other hand, JP Morgan predicts that the economy will lose over 175,000 jobs a month starting in 2023. We have already been seeing job losses already, and a lot of tech companies already starting to cut jobs. I believe Facebook was already mentioning cutting off like 15% or 20% of the workforce. Let me scroll down here. I believe there were some companies that was mentioned here. Layoffs. Intel, right? Rumor has it Intel will cut up to 20% of its workforce in the near future. That's pretty crazy. Warner Brothers Studio Television cut 26% of its workforce this week. HBO and HBO Max laid off 14% of its staff in August, and other IT operation positions were dropped earlier this year. Warner Brothers Discovery wants to make at least $3 billion in savings following its merger. Isn't that crazy? So what's the easiest way? I'll just put it out there. What's the easiest way to cut your expenses is by cutting the employees off, because you're not paying them a salary, you're not paying them a wage, right? You're not paying them any benefits. So now when you cut the workforce down, you're gaining all that money back into the company. I hate to say that, but that's the true reality, you know, for all the big companies out there. Let's say, well, how can we maximize our gains, right? How can we maximize our profits and minimize our losses or minimize our expenses? The biggest thing is cut the employees, cut them off. Like I said, if I run my own business, I was put it out there. If I were to run my own business, it was just me, and it's a one member LLC or whatever. I keep all that to myself. I do all the bookkeeping myself. I do all the accounting myself. I don't pay anybody any wages or income. I keep it all to myself. Yeah, I'm just trying to think it as a small scale here versus when you become a really big corporation. Now you factor in how many employees can you really pay, and then also if they want benefits, right, such as dental, health, vision, retirement benefits, and all that factors in too. And also the companies have to pay for the unemployment. So there's a lot of stuff. Workers' compensation that's involved. There's a lot of different add-ons too when you hire an employee. I mean, think about the cost of hiring an employee, and then when they leave, when they leave the company. You guys get what I'm saying? So there's a lot of I'm not saying like every company is bad, but there's a lot of expenses that are involved when it comes to hiring the employee, training the employee, getting them benefits, paying them out, giving them wages and salaries. And then on top of that, if they were to decide to quit the job, all that time is lost too. So there's a lot of, it looks at perspectives from what I've seen. If you are a big corporation and you have a lot of employees under your belt, working for you. So let's go back here. Mark Zuckerberg. I heard this guy's been going crazy over the news lately. Let's see here. Mark Zuckerberg is lowered his expectations for Meta's virtual reality game plan. Let's see here. Let's see. I want to kind of highlight it. Despite the low expectations, Zuckerberg stands firm in his belief that down the road, Virtual reality and the metaverse will be ideal way to connect with others. They've been really going hard on this one, the virtual reality. Way too fresh. Let's get it. Subway is reporting major uptick in sales and its total menu takeover. The sandwich chain claims sales rose 8.4% in the third quarter. What has changed? Menu that is organized, neat, easier to order. The change made service much quicker and attractive. More. I don't know. I don't go to Subway. If I were to go to Subway, it'd be like once in a year. I try my best not to touch any fast food whatsoever. I try to eat anything that's considered organic. I try to not push myself in a position of eating out too much. That's just my take on it. So, like I said, you can limit the way you eat, and also learning to cut your diet down even more. And a lot of people say you should eat 3 meals a day. You don't really need to eat 3 meals a day. You could probably snack 3-4 times a day. How about that? Yeah, and pound bottles of water. You guys, what I'm saying? But that's a whole different subject. I mean, I'm not here to talk about health and wellness here. I'm talking about financial stuff. To be financially prepared for the upcoming wake up of this wave of the market shift. And when the market does shift in a bad downturn, and when there is this big downturn, we're talking about, a lot of people are talking about this great reset, the depression's about to hit, and that we might end up being in this storm, this hurricane storm of financial crisis for a long period of time, kind of like what happened in the 1980s, or back in when the Great Depression happened in, I believe, what, 1930s, 1920, 1930s. So it's it's a time coming. I don't know how long this will last. A lot of people are speculating, kind of like what has happened in the history. With I don't think there's anything else I need to touch base on, do I? Crypto, I'm not really too crazy on crypto. Crypto's still going down. Naive Bouquet, President El Salvador on May 9th, purchased 15.5 million worth of Bitcoin. That is crazy. But they are planning on decentralizing their bank. So that's pretty crazy down there in South America. Let's see here. It's the law under French law. Workers who ignore under such order could face 10,000. What for? What? What they do? Oh, French government's ordered staff at ExxonMobil refinery to return to work. Okay, so there was a standoff and protest. ExxonMobil here. What's up? What we got going on? Oh, okay. The unions are demanding the pay increases because the oil companies are making the windfall profits while workers struggle to pay bills as prices rise. The union CGT is calling for a 10% wage increase. I don't think they're going to do that. More sanctions, please. Ukrainian President Zelensky asked the West for more sanctions as the war in Ukraine rages on. Yes, the war has been going nuts for the past couple weeks here. In case y'all didn't know that. Mortgage demand dropped last week as rates climbed higher, but one type of loan is attracting borrowers. Adjustable rate mortgages are seeing increased demand after being overlooked for the past decade. Adjustable rate mortgages offer lower rates, but they're considered risky because the rate eventually adjusts to the market rate. Last week, ARM applications were near 12% when the rates near zero at the start of 2022. That number was barely 3%. Whoa, okay. And that is pretty much it. Wow, Detroit, Michigan. That's cool. So I wonder if he's from Detroit. But want to I think, yeah. So I just want to finish this off here. The market briefs is published by Jaspreet Singh. I will put his channel in my video link description below, so you guys can check out his channel. He's very knowledgeable. He's done this for quite some time. We're talking, I don't know, 10 years, if not more. He's very knowledgeable. So he knows his stuff about the economics and the financial sector. Like I said, me, I'm just an average Asian guy with above average mindset. Like I said, I'm more into currency trading, a little bit crypto investments. But with the markets right now, I want to be able to touch a little bit what's happening today. US dollar is still on the rise. The DXY has not given up its gains. And obviously everything is falling right back down. The pound fell this morning, euro fell down, gold fell down, all the indices, US 30, Wall Street, Wall Street, S&P 500 and Nasdaq fell at 7:30 when the red news impact opened up at 7:30 here for me, Chicago time, but it'd be 8:30 Eastern time for you guys out in the East Coast in New York. So I don't want to go too much in detail. I mean, obviously everyone's gonna make videos about this upcoming recession and what they think what's really gonna happen. I mean, I don't really know. I don't really know how long. That's the biggest thing is people are trying to contemplate on how long this recession is going to be, or maybe this is going to be an upcoming depression where we might not be able to get out of this until maybe 10-15 years from now. I don't know. I mean, the way things are going right now, we're at a tipping scale. We're at a tipping point where it's I don't want to say it. I don't want to say this. It's a ticking time bomb. And that's easy to say. It's a ticking time bomb. I don't know exactly when this all is going to unfold, unravel, and then eventually it's going to hit hard right away, right? It's got to hit hard. And so when it does hit hard, I hope that all you guys are financially prepared for this, because yes, you still got to be mentally prepared, but you still have to be financially prepared. Make sure you have cash on hand. Make sure you stock up on any of the household items that you need, especially I would get canned food, jar food, I don't know, food that you wouldn't really touch. I mean, household items, cleaning supplies if you really need it, stuff that you can stock up on for a while. Dairy products are tough because they don't really last long, so that's not something that I would recommend. Those that buy a bunch of milk and trying to freeze it, or buy a bunch of eggs, and eggs don't last that long. I mean, so I'm just saying that it just be very diligent, and do your due diligence. Yeah, do your due diligence in researching what you really need and don't need, and just don't be going crazy. I know we have the holidays coming up, but as the holidays progress through, do not put yourself in a position where you cannot afford to pay your bills. I just can't stress that enough. If you put yourself in that financial situation again and again and again, you're not learning anything, right? And then you don't put yourself in a discipline mode, because you can't even discipline yourself and your spending habits and your financial habits, and then you're all over the place. And so I had that same issue way back, before I started forex trading. You know, take a step back, understand what the situation is going on with the economy, understand what's about to come up here for the future, and make sure that you are ready, set, go when this does happen. Natural disaster. I'm pretty sure not everybody was ready for the hurricane, even though they already predicted that the hurricane was coming. So I'm talking about the hurricane that's happening in Florida right now, and down south there. It's crazy. You got to understand that when things happen, gotta be mentally prepared and financially prepared at all times. So there you guys have it. I don't want to go over too bored on this. Check out Jaspreet Singh's channel. He does this every morning. I believe every morning. Yeah, I get this quite a bit. So he talks a lot about this. I mean, if not, you can watch his video. He uploads a video a day. Me, I just upload video here and there now. But I do plan on coming back here and trying to talk more about this for you guys, and try and give you guys what my insights are, my personal opinions. Anything that I say is based on my personal opinion and my personal preference. By all means, you can take it with a grain of salt, or you can not just say, hey, you know what? Koo's full of crap. He doesn't know what he's talking about. Hey, that's fine too. I'm okay with that. I just want to I've been wanting to come back to my daily activities on YouTube channel. And I was like, you know what more better way than do this? I do plan on finishing on revising my book as well. The book is free. If you want the book, let me know. Like I said, the PDF file version, it's free. I'm still revising the naked forex chapter, the scalping chapter, the swing chapters of the book. So plenty of more content in that book where I can, portray more of what has happened from the pandemic and up until now. And so I'm going. My goal is to have at least 200 pages or more of that book, in that PDF file. We're at 140 some pages right now. I still have 60 to 70 more pages I still want to add in there. So stay tuned, guys. I know it's a long video, but hey, if you guys made it to the end of this video, God bless you guys. And I hope you guys are doing well. And like I said, stay financially fit and financially prepared for the upcoming, who knows, recession, depression, great reset. Who knows what it's going to be called at this point, right? So, all right, peace out, guys.